Welcome to Faith, Fiction, and Folklore, or as we like to call it, the Try-F Podcast, where we try not to F the podcast stuff. And today we're going to experiment with the fiction category that we can't seem to integrate into the podcast. And so I thought we would talk about my most despised trope of all, the liar revealed. I hate this one. So for those who don't know, media is basically built on different tropes that kind of propel stories along. And essentially, the liar revealed is like A Bug's Life. It's like, the guy pretending to be something he's not, and you have to spend half the stinking movie waiting, for everybody to figure out what in the world's going on before the plot can actually wrap up. And it's really redundant, and it's really boring, and it's a waste of time, and I hate this trope more than any other trope in cinema. So, I thought we would open with a experiment in vanity, and I would go back to my article on this published in 2022. So, before we do that, Christopher Gupton says, sounds good, guys. Excellent, excellent. So, this is from Mind Matters News. Storytelling, the liar is revealed, but does anyone still care? Stories where the central character lies about something important often waste audience time without building tension. So, if there was one storytelling device trope I would call the bane of all good writing and a general waste of everyone's time, it's the liar revealed. With that trope, the dramatic tension is driven by the fact that the central character is not who or what the other suppose. Pretty much every other trope can be made to work properly with the proper setup, but if a writer chooses to go with this cliche, just expect the movie to stop until the trope is finished playing out. Everything is on pause until the truth is revealed. What is the liar revealed? Well, as a trope, it's not just whenever a character lies. The lies are not really the problem. It usually involves mistaken identity. And a protagonist is forced into a high-pressure situation and, in the heat of the moment, comes up with an incentive to lie, an inventive lie to buy time. This lie usually involves the rest of the central cast. So the viewer, who is aware of the lie, instantly knows the other characters must discover the truth before the story can conclude. Otherwise, the lie becomes a loose plot point. And then I've referenced A Bug's Life. So, there's that. I guess we could... Do we dare watch this? We'll probably get nailed of copyright, I would imagine. I'm
Do
like...
you think the liar revealed trope is a portion of the kingdom of heaven that we were talking about earlier?
A portion of... Okay, elaborate. What do you mean?
Like, is this trope within the movie Kingdom of Heaven?
Oh! Not that I recall. Does somebody pretend like they're not? Does somebody pretend like there's somebody they're not in that movie?
Well, that one fat guy pretends like he's doing good.
But
he's
okay.
Actually...
But he's the bad guy, though, right? He's the antagonist.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it wouldn't work because the liar revealed trope is usually like with the protagonist, where the lead, because the thing is the audience knows he's lying, and that's kind of the problem. Is that it's a dramatic? I guess you might say it's a dramatic irony issue, because the audience knows what's going on, even though the characters don't. So they've got to wait for the plot to catch up with their knowledge. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so it gets really boring. So yeah. Christopher Gupton says, by the way, I enjoy the still no no list logo. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. LOL, in all serious though, I do wonder that quite a bit about said list. Sorry off topic, but I couldn't resist. Oh yeah. Yeah, we were debating about talking about it this week, but
we thought about it.
Yeah, we decided to hold off because the list is supposed to be... When we say list, we mean the giant file dump they've been promising for forever. But that's supposed to happen next week, I believe. So
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. If the logo is up next week, you'll know it didn't happen. But It's supposed to come out this week. But yeah, we talked about it because some newspaper was showing a bunch of photos of Trump with girls and going, "Oh, look at this. This is scandalous." And they were claiming as part of the Epstein list. But
Can you believe this rich man likes women?
oh my goodness, what a shock. But the picture they showed us from a newspaper. Like, it was literally a newspaper clipping. So we were like, yeah, that's not really worth talking about. It's just the other side trying to, peg him with the Epstein stuff. So, but it's like I was telling you before the show, everybody warned him that was going to happen. It's like, Trump, why are you making deals with these people? They're just going to turn around and go, "You're on the list, buddy." And he still made a deal. Ugh. It's like watching a slow-moving car wreck. Anyway. It's just, okay. Sorry, moving on. So, while this trope is essentially a plague in children's movies, it can be found everywhere. Sci-fi, action, comedy. Every genre features instances of this goofy setup. Rather than teasing a future event, which leaves the audience with a general idea as to what's going to happen, something to anticipate and look forward to, the audience instantly recognizes a play-by-play of 10 minutes of screen time at least. First, the protagonist must invent a vain plan. Everyone must sit and listen to the plan, knowing that nothing will come of it. Then some random event will take place which outs the protagonist. The protagonist will be confronted. Then the rest of the cast will get mad at the protagonist and regret ever trusting him. The protagonist will be exiled in some fashion, and both the protagonist and the rest of the cast will spend time reflecting on their poor choices. Then the bad guys show up and force everyone to work together anyway, after which everyone sets their differences aside and addresses the problem, and the movie ends. The process of watching this unfold is exhausting. The audience already knows what's going to happen, which creates a very boring story. The worst aspect of this... Sorry, go on.
Is this in Mockingjay?
I don't know. It all bleeds together. It's like it's all like the same movie over. Does she lie about who she is and then gets outed at some point in Mockingjay?
No, her friend, because there's like 5 protagonists or whatever.
Oh, okay. So it's like
what's his name? Can't remember.
Petra Dish. Peter? Yeah, okay.
Like is it like Peter in Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe?
I thought it was something else like Petra, but I could be wrong. I don't care enough to know. Oh, it is Peter? Okay.
You're right. I think it's Petra or something.
Okay. So was he lying about something?
What about Peter in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
Oh. No, that's kind of like an insecurity thing, because with those guys, like the lion God is telling them, that's more like a Gideon thing, where it's like God is declaring what they are, but they don't really believe they are that thing, and then they end up proving. Okay. They end up proving themselves and realizing that they had this potential. That's more of like a Gideon type deal. That's not really Liar Revealed. Liar Revealed is like Flip. You have a scoundrel type character who's a fast talker who lies to get in good with the princess or something like that, and then like Aladdin. Aladdin's the perfect Liar Revealed story. So Aladdin is a pauper, but he pretends to be a prince, right? And so, in the end, he gets outed. Now, that Liar Revealed story isn't that bad until Return of Jafar, where they kind of hype up the same story over and over again. But the point is that Aladdin's a good basic example of it. It's like somebody pretends to be something they're not. They eventually get outed. Then the bad guy does something really bad that causes everybody else to go back to the protagonist, even though they don't like him anymore. And then the movie ends after the protagonist beats the bad guy. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm not a cinematic expert. I just learned Chekhov's gun like 6 months ago.
Well, hey, you're already like ahead of like 90% of film critics if you know Chekhov's gun. So, Let's see. Christopher Gupton says, "Oh, okay, and I agree. We shall see indeed. Very true. It's the same old dog and pony show. I am with you. Trump knew they were going to do that to him. It is puzzling because that's like trusting the rattlesnake not to bite you." I know, and it gets even worse because he's got that silly woman rattlesnake story that he's always telling. You know, where the girl takes the snake into the house and takes care of it, and then the snake bites him and bites her. And she's like, "What'd you do that for?" And he's like, "I'm a snake, stupid."
I'm a snake.
Yeah, it's
Maybe he's revealing himself.
It's projection. Yes, it's projection. Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? Like, of course they were going to do that. Anyway. So let me skip ahead here. But that's just the problem. Writers who resort to these kinds of cheap, lazy writing tricks usually don't believe that an audience would be interested in watching the process. I have no idea what I'm talking about. In A Bug's Life, for example, the writers don't believe the audience would want to see the ants problem solve, figuring out how to use the circus performance to scare away the grasshoppers. Okay, I remember where I'm at. So what was bothering me about this trope is usually after the liar is caught, everybody usually like abandons the protagonist. You know, they get mad and walk off in a huff, or they kick him out of the colony or whatever. Even though like the problem they're all trying to fix isn't solved. So the guy that was spearheading the plan to counter the bad guys is removed. And so of course the plan fails and they have to call on the protagonist again. And the audience knows that's going to happen. So everybody kind of has to wait for this long drawn out like Dark Midnight of the Soul thing. And and the problem is it's like the audience knows the entire movie with this trope. It's like you can literally predict the whole film, and it makes for a very boring movie. Like, yeah. I mean, I like A Bug's Life, for example. It's got some great scenes. But that stint where Flick or Flip or whatever his name is like banished or whatever, is running off with the circus bugs, it's incredibly boring, even though the grasshoppers are like attacking the ants, because you know that nothing significant from a stakes standpoint is going to happen until the protagonist comes back. And so you just burn 10 minutes of screen time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, this is my most hated trope because you can literally predict the whole movie the second you see it. And it just makes for a really boring movie. So,
right.
So that's the long and short of it. So I'm going to quit being vain and reading my own work from 3 years ago. You know, this far inferior writer that's 3 years older than or younger than I am. So we'll move on from that, and then we're going to go on to this video. I have no idea if this video is going to be good or not. I haven't watched it. But this was the only video that I was really able to find that talked about The Liar Revealed, because I know Channel Awesome, Doug something or another, the Nostalgia Critic, he has a video on The Liar Revealed, but it's not too many people talk about it, but I hate it. So this was the only video I could find quickly, so I guess we'll watch this for a minute. The video is called Top 5 Movies That Did the Liar Revealed Story Right and Wrong. Hint, I'm already going to tell you every last one of them is done wrong because this trope is terrible. But anyway, the YouTube channel is LF on TV. So LF on TV is the YouTube channel. So let's give this a couple minutes and see what we come across.
Entertainment. And that's because they're like tools made to construct buildings. When it comes to them, there's always going to be either a favorite trope or a trope used in movies that grate on people's nerves. The one I'll be talking about is the Liar Revealed story. We all know
this might have been a mistake, Cody. We'll see.
This trope. A character, sometimes the protagonist, will tell a lie to the other characters, either for their own benefit, to feel more important than they are, or to cover up a mistake that has a massive impact later on in the story. Later on, the lie is discovered, followed by the characters being separated, sometimes by emotional anger, then the liar comes back to save the day, and everything's alright. You see this trope happen most of the time in animated movies, and it's not like I don't get why people aren't fond of this trope. there are some things that makes this
What?
I think it's in Inside Out.
What's in it? Oh, the liar revealed is in Inside Out?
Yeah.
I think you're right, because doesn't she do something to cover up what she did?
Yes. I don't remember what it is, but yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's in there. All right. Christopher Gupton says, that is true to have knowledge as the audience, and we have to wait for the characters and story to catch up to the knowledge we already have. The old show Columbo showed you who the killer was, and I'm assuming he's still writing the rest of it. Yeah, I do like Columbo, though. Have you ever seen Columbo?
A couple of times, yeah.
Yeah. The interesting thing, you had to wait and watch it all play out in a very slow-paced way. Yeah. It was fun. Some of those bad guys were fun, though. Dick Van Dyke was great. The episode of Dick Van Dyke was great. But anyway. So, all right, we'll keep watching this.
trope badly executed. If either A, you know the reveal is coming at some point.
Why you always lie?
Here are the top 5 movies that use the liar revealed story right, and 5 movies that did it wrong.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.
The Tigger movie. Now,
I'm not going to say anything.
this story has been discussed as a bad liar revealed story, but honestly, this shouldn't count as a liar revealed story. It's just a small conflict story.
Well, wait a minute, dude. If it's not a liar revealed story, then why did you count it in your thing? Okay. All right. What else? He's got El Dorado. Okay, El Dorado, though, that is a good... He's right to say that El Dorado is a liar revealed story. That is true. But I'm going to say El Dorado is actually an exception to that rule, though, because in the end... do you remember El Dorado?
Yeah.
Yeah. In the end, El Dorado... It turns out the emperor of that whole like kingdom or whatever of El Dorado, he knew the whole time that they were full of it, but he was kind of using them for his own little political intrigue. So they actually did the liar revealed right, though, because they didn't waste the audience's time with 10 minutes of banishment and everybody coming back. You know what I mean? Like, so you had the tension of when are these guys going to get outed, but they didn't waste your time with everybody being melodramatic and having a dark midnight of the soul crisis or whatever. Like the emperor just goes, oh yeah, I know. You guys aren't gods.
Yeah.
Look at you. You know, that was really good. I liked that. So yeah, El Dorado was great. So Christopher Gupton says, oh yeah, Dick Van Dyke was great. Yeah, I do enjoy his episode quite a bit. So they had El Dorado. Anastasia, I don't remember enough about Anastasia. We'll see what he has to say about that.
Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.
I'm really not liking that music, Cody. It's hurting my ears.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
Yeah, it's hurting my ears a little bit.
Anastasia. While I do think the movie...
Okay, I vaguely remember El Dorado. Christopher says, I vaguely remember El Dorado. I need to watch that again. Yeah, I do too. It was actually, I remember really liking it. So.
is great. I think the use of the liar revealed trope was done weakly, because it only happened due to a lack of communication, and because it comes out of nowhere.
But all liar revealed tropes happen because of a lack of communication. That's what usually leads to the lie. Is it's like 9 times out of 10, it's like, oh, hey, you're the big grand hero that's supposed to save the day. And it's some random guy that goes, yeah, I guess I am. And then there's your movie. So it's like, yes, that they almost always happen because of a lack of communication. That is a pretty standard staple of the liar revealed. So I take umption with that critique a little bit because that's part of the course, or par for the course.
Dimitri initially thought if Anastasia was the
In fact, El Dorado does that too. It's like they kind of just assume that they're gods, you know, and the guys are like, what? I mean, yes. You know, so anyway.
real one, they could make money out of her by finding out the truth about the missing Romanov family member. It's only resolved because Dmitri left with the music box when the Queen was going to leave instead of earlier, which would have saved them the hassle. And while the climax and the ending will stay the same, Vlad would get his reward instead of just disappearing from the story altogether. The reason this is low on the list is because other than that element, Anastasia is still a great movie. The liar reveal part of the story just wasn't used in an effective manner.
Why the
Okay, I don't remember Anastasia well enough to, like, refute him. But it looks like he's going to Aladdin next, so I guess we'll talk about Aladdin. I didn't mind Aladdin so much, because by the time everybody figures everything else, he, like, gets jettisoned to the North Pole. So there wasn't, like, this big... I guess my main contention with it is that big dramatic, how could you have done this to me thing? And then, you know, yeah, everybody waiting for 10 minutes. Aladdin didn't do that, so I think it's fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We'll move on from that. Do you remember this Will Smith as a fish movie?
Yeah. I don't remember what the movie's called.
I don't remember either. Do you remember what it was?
Shark Tale?
Shark Tale, yes. I think. We'll find out.
stop fucking lying?
Shark Tale. Oh, Shark Tale. One of DreamWorks' more infamous movies. Oh, I mean the Oscar-nominated Shark Tale. We've all seen and laughed at the story.
Thank you.
Frankie dies by an anchor, and Oscar, wanting to be famous, lies
Thank
that
you.
he killed him
Appreciate
and
you.
becomes famous as a result. People love to hate Oscar for this and be frustrated at how he keeps up with the lie, but that's not why I don't like it. What I don't like is the order of events that lead up to the truth. Frankie dies, Oscar lies about killing a shark and is called a shark slayer, followed by a montage of Oscar getting famous. Then Oscar hears that sharks are coming to the city, forcing him to prove himself, but then it ends up being Lenny. The two meet, Angie finds out the truth, then Lenny and Oscar do their fake fight. Granted, having that would prove to the city that he is a true shark slayer, even if he's not, and that the fish saw him do it. I think the fake fight should have happened before the rapid success montage. That way, not only would the fish see him do it, it wouldn't feel like the rapid success is mostly him doing nothing. Also, the only one that seems to apologize in the end is Don Leno when the two reconcile after the truth was revealed. It seems like neither Oscar or Lenny learnt any empathy from this whole endeavor. They didn't want to reveal the truth because of how much it would hurt their image. And let's face it, Angie is the real hero of the movie. If she didn't say anything after the fake fight, Oscar wouldn't have done anything to fix the mess he made. Angie...
Alright, I don't remember this movie well enough, so I guess I can't really comment on it. But, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It sounds
This guy spends a
incredible.
lot of time watching kids' movies.
Well, all of them are kids' movies. You know, like, yeah, I don't know why this is like a thing with kids' movies. It's like, are they trying to teach the children's don't lie? I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know. It just annoys me. It just annoys me. I hate this trope. I think I've kicked this dead horse enough, and yeah. So we'll just move on.
All right.
Yeah, so let's see. The video is LF on TV, 5 movies that did the liar revealed story right and wrong. We're going to call it good here. Christopher Gumpton says, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I really enjoyed it. Great work. I will definitely try to catch you guys live more often. God bless you both, and much love. Enjoyed chatting with both of you. We enjoyed chatting with you
Thanks, man.
too, man. Thanks. We appreciate it. God bless, and we'll see you next time. So, okay. Before we close for the night, I have got to actually advertise my book like an adult. So let me get that pulled up. And then I'm doing some A/B testing here. I need to figure out which cover to use for a book that's not coming out this January, but next January. I've got 2 covers, and I need I'm basically taking a poll to figure out which cover is better. So, let me see if I can get this right here. All right, so first, that is not looking great. Hang on a minute. What if I minimize this? Here we go. Man, I am no good at this producing stuff. If we ever actually get big, Cody, I think one thing I'm going to do is invest in a producer, so I don't have to do this, because this is embarrassing. But anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So here is the title of the book, The Familiar. Book 1 of the Covenant Crisis, Annals of Psalm. Basic plot is Jerome is a familiar who's given his blood to a vampire, but now the vampire wants his wife. So there you go. It will be available February 3rd. It's not going to be available on pre-order, though. I debated about making it available on pre-order, but ChatGPT is telling me that's a bad idea with the first book. So I have to wait till February 3rd to get it. But it is going to be
trust
available.
me, you don't want a vampire. You want your wife, because that sucks.
Yes. Hey, that's a pun. Yeah. There you go. I'll give you a B. So. Okay. All right. So that is The Familiar, coming out February 3rd. All right. Now, let me pull up the covers that I'm trying to figure out which one is going to be more useful. I'm going to show you the first book cover first, and then I'm going to show the second book cover second. And I'm asking the audience to leave in the comments section book cover 1 or book cover 2. I'm asking your favor. Which book cover do you like more? This is the first one. It's Tragedy of Rebecca Green. This is book 6 in the series, Annals of Psalm. And I cannot figure out which one is going to be better in terms of marketing, so we're trying to do some A/B testing with the YouTube audience. So this is book cover 1. Let me go over here and switch back. And then here is book cover 2. And that's book cover 2. So whichever one y'all...
See the second one.
You can't see the second one? Okay. How about now? Yeah, come on.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. So that's the one I'm talking about right there. Grow it a little bit. So, yeah. If you see this,
they were barely different, huh?
they're substantially different, but just in different ways. So,
Well, I couldn't see a difference. I'm sorry.
okay, no, that's all right. So maybe they make no difference at all. But, yeah, whatever the audience thinks. I guess we'll add a third option. It doesn't matter. So, do you like book 1? Do you like book cover 2? Or does it matter? Anyway, and that's The Tragedy of Rebecca Green. That's not going to come out till the plan is January 2027. But anyway. So, but, marketing. So, anyway, that's all I have. Cody, you got anything final thoughts for the night?
No, I don't. I just hope I can make it next week.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Yeah, hope you.
You as well, man.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I guess we're going to wrap it up here then. So, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Faith, Fiction, and Folklore. If you did, we would love it if you would subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Rumble. We can also be found on X, Instagram, and Facebook. And we are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Thank you again very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.